All right, we are going to work on the 7 mastery problem, chapter 7. So we're going to let's go to Launchpad first. NGL Sync. Accounting 1. Chapter 7. 7 review. Here it is, 7 mastery. Okay. Let's open this up. Okay. Now, I want you to go to Microsoft 365, go to Teams, go to Assignments, 7M Mastery Problem Accounting 1. Okay, so you're going to open it, and you're going to open up this document, which is Excel. This is what you'll see: income statement and balance sheet. Okay. We're going to use the information in the book, but we're going to plug it into our Excel spreadsheet. All right. This is the one I want you to turn in, the Excel spreadsheet. So after we are done today, you're going to hit close, and then you're going to hit the turn in button on Teams. This is the one I'm grading. I am not grading the one here in GL Sync, but we are going to use the information. Okay? All right, perfect. So let me pull up my spreadsheet. Okay. All right. Looks just like yours. Make it a little larger. There we go. Okay. All right. Perfect. So this first part, I'm not going to have you do this. We already know how to classify what's what. Let's move on to the next step. We have our income statement heading. We are going to use this information. So I'm going to hit Alt-Tab and go back to my spreadsheet. Make sure you're on the income statement, all right? So let's go ahead and type in the name of the company. Which is, oops, how did I do that? Okay. What is the name of the company? Eiler Copy Service. Let's type that in. Okay. And this is an income statement. Wow. Having one of those days. Income statement for what? For the month ended September 30th. $2022. Okay, good. What goes on the income statement? Revenue and expenses. That is all. Okay. And where are we going to get that information? From the worksheet. So we'll see here, we have our worksheet, all the information that we did earlier. Okay. We are going to take all the information in these two columns and we're going to put it on our income statement. So let's see what we have. We have sales and a bunch of various expenses. So I'm going to Alt-Tab, get back to my spreadsheet. Okay, First thing we want to do, we have revenue. That's our category. What's in that category? Sales. For this example, we just have one stream of revenue, which is sales. Then we have our expenses. We have many expenses, which we're going to list down below. First of all, let's see, what are our sales? $16.35. Okay. Now, expenses. We have an advertising expense. Then we have cash short and over. And we have insurance expense. Then we have miscellaneous expense, supplies expense, and utilities expense. All right, perfect. There. All right, and then we're going to put total expense. Okay. So advertising expense, how much are we looking at? Let's make sure that we have the right totals. So I'm going to hit Alt Tab and take a look here. Right, because we want the ones in this column, not the ones over here. We want the ones that have been adjusted. Okay. All right. So we have 225, 78, 42, 700, and 820. All right. And we have our total sales over here. So we're going to put our total expense right here. Okay, what is that number? I'm going to select these and look right down here at the bottom of my spreadsheet, and it already tells me the sum is 1866. There we go. Okay. Now, we need to figure out what our income is. How are we going to do that? Well, we need to take our expenses away from our sales, or out of our sales. So let's go ahead and do that now. We have we're going to go ahead and put an equal sign. We're telling Excel we want it to do a calculation for us. Okay. So it's asking, what do you want me to do? Well, okay, we have the equal sign. We want to take our expenses out of our sales. So we are going to select our sales minus expenses. Press enter. Okay. We come up with this. Negative 231. Did we make money or lose money? Net loss, right? Sadly. Okay. Now let's go over here to our percent of sales. So 1635. I'm going to put a 1 there. Okay? Because that's 1. That's 100% of our sales. Okay? 1. Then we go down here, equal sign, and I'm going to take our expenses and divide it by our sales. What do we get? 1.14. That means that it is greater than our sales, right? Expenses greater than sales. Okay, let's go down here. Equal sign, we're going to do the same thing. Take our net loss, in this case, divided by our total revenue. Okay, and that gives us a negative 0.14. Now, remember, a good way to check to make sure that we're doing this correctly. These two numbers, when added together, should equal 100%, or 1 in this case, right? And if you look down here at the sum, it says 1. So we know it's correct. All right. Now, let's go ahead and make this a little prettier. Make our sheet nice. Okay. So let's go over here and maybe change the color. Let's change the color to something else, right? Set it apart. I'm going to select sales, hit my control key and hold the control key, and then select all my expenses. Okay. Then I'm going to go up here. We're under alignment and it says increase indent. Click one time. Okay. Have everything move over a little bit. Next thing, let's select all of these numbers that should be dollar amounts. Okay, I have them selected. I'm going to go up here to number, click the drop down where it says general, and I'm going to choose accounting. All right, go up here, double click, and double click. All right, next, go ahead and put a line here, and we'll put this as our final total, right here. Go up here and select top and double bottom border. There we go. All right, that's it. Looks a lot better. Actually, one more thing. Let's select all of these. They're supposed to be percentages, right? So we'll go up here, click the percent button. There. It looks a little better. Okay. Income statement is done. Let's move on to the balance sheet. We'll click that tab. Okay. All right. Let's move on. This is everything we just did. Yay. All right, balance sheet. We have Eiler Copy Service for the month ended September 30th of the current year. Okay. Alt tab. Our heading, Eiler Copy Service. Okay, this is the balance sheet. And this is for September 30th, 2022. Remember, a balance sheet is just a snapshot, right? A moment in time. We're looking at it on September 30th, 2022. Okay? So, what do we have on the balance sheet? We have assets. Right? We have liabilities. And we also have owner's equity. Oops. All right. So let's go through and list everything that we have. Under our assets, listed by liquidity. Let's go over here. Let's find the worksheet. We have it right here. Make it a little larger maybe. Okay, balance sheet listed in order of liquidity. We have cash. And we have petty cash. receivable. Oh my goodness. S. Romano. Oh my. It has been a long day. Supplies. Prepaid insurance. And that is all. Okay. Then we're going to put total assets. All right. Let's go up here and double click. Make column A a little wider. Okay. Under our assets, we have make sure we put everything in there correctly. Assets 3480, 75, 98, 390, 400. Okay, now we're going to total our assets. So equals sum, double click, make your selection, and enter. There we go. Now, let's take a look at our liabilities. What do we have under liabilities? Accounts payable. Supplies plus. Okay. What is our total for that? Okay, 306. Then our owner's equity account. What do we have? Owner's equity. We have Cheryl Eiler Capital. All right. Perfect. Now, remember, there are some things that, some ways that the capital needs to be adjusted. All right. The first thing we want to take a look at is a contra account. Okay. So an account that goes against capital. And that's going to be our drawing account right here, right? Cheryl Eiler drawing. We have $300. So we know we need to subtract $300 from our capital. Okay. So let's see. Do I already have my calculator up? Here it is. Okay. So we're starting off with 4,668, right? We're going to subtract what? 300 for drawing. Okay, that leaves us with 4,368. Are we good? What else do we need to do here? Does that match? 4,368 plus 306. That doesn't match 4,443. So we know we're missing something else. Okay. We're going to find the other information on our income statement. Okay, because remember, this number, right? Whether it's a net loss or a net gain, that is going to change our capital, right? Our owner's equity account, our equity in the company. In this case, it's going to be subtracted. So we're going to have to subtract our net loss, this $231. So here we go. 4,368, right? Minus 231, because that was our loss. What does that leave us with? 4,137. Okay. All right. That is our new capital, right? 4,137. Okay. Now, if we add those two up, so I just selected those and I look down here and I can see the sum is 4,443. So we know we balance, right? Good. So right here we're going to put total, liabilities, and owner's equity. Oh, whoops. There we go. All right. Equals sum of what? All of these. Okay. There we go. Let's take a look at that. Looks pretty good. All right. We see our assets are equal to our liabilities and owner's equity. Okay. So let's just make this pretty. Select these three, go up here, change the color. Okay, then I'm gonna select assets, hold my control key, select liabilities and owner's equity, let go of my control key, go up here where it says center, click. Okay. Now, let's make sure that our final totals are underlined twice. So I selected our total assets, hit Control, hold, click on the total liabilities and owner's equity, and I can let go of my control key, go up here and select top and double bottom border. There we go. All right. Big one. So I'm going to select all my numbers. These. Hold my control key, select these numbers, let go of my control key, go up here, select accounting, make that a little larger. There we go. Okay. Looks a lot better. Looks pretty professional, if I can speak tonight. Okay, that is it. Please let me know if you have any questions about what we just did. Otherwise, you're going to close this in Teams and turn it in. So I will see you guys for the next problem. We're going to work on the Chapter 7 challenge problem, and we'll do it in about the same way. Okay? Bye.